If you had the opportunity to live in a children's wonderland, would you choose anywhere else? We don't just say, we do. It's the Stain City way.
Hello and welcome to Real Talk with me, Anele, coming to you on SABC3, where the channel where the stage is yours, rather. My guest today has bagged many accolades, including the 2015 Channel O Music Award for the Best R&B Video for Crazy But Amazing, as well as a Metro FM Music Award for the Best Styled Artist, and his album Train of Love boasts an amazing 1.1 million downloads, catapulting him to the front as one of the industry leaders of the digital sales era in South Africa, as well as on the rest of the continent. He has since come full circle from his hustling days from the Platinum Province, the Northwest, backing up platinum-selling artists like Malaika, Kwela Tebza, Zonke, as well as rapper Slikour. You have to make some noise for the multi-award-winning singer, songwriter, producer, the Donald we know we deserve.
Wow, what an intro.
The Donald we know we deserve. Listen.
Amazing. That's such a, nobody's ever introduced me like that.
What, do they not know what you've done?
Absolutely, it's just absolutely amazing.
Do they not know that you...
I mean, people know, but some people like to downplay what I've done.
Oh,
yeah.
Now here's the worst part about interviewing you, is us having to do the research. Mm-hmm. I think prior to the US elections, it would have been easier, right?
Yeah.
But now, Donald...
It's crazy.
He comes up everywhere.
Like, he's trending every single day.
I
can't even check my own name on social media.
Dude.
I'm just like, how do I check what I'm doing or what people are saying about me? Crazy.
And then I try, I'm like, okay, Donald, what's this guy's surname? In denial? Really, I'm like, I asked my team, I'm like, guys, his surname can't be in denial. They're like, let's try in denial. Donald in denial.
And then it shows up, right?
Okay, it shows up, but it's just your social media pages, right?
Yeah.
Nothing where Donald Moatshe, am I saying your name right?
Yeah. No, Donald Moatshe, actually.
Moatshe,
In
okay.
Setswana, we say it Moatshe.
Okay.
But a lot of other people who speak different languages call me Moatshe, yeah.
Okay,
But
no,
I
we'll say
understand that.
Moatshe.
Yeah.
So then finally we discover, okay, he actually does have a surname.
Yes.
He wasn't born, you're big when you have one name, like Oprah,
Yeah.
Madonna,
Trust me.
Rihanna.
I know.
Donald.
Beyonce.
Beyonce. You know what I'm saying?
Anele.
So thank you. So then we're like out there, then we find it, we're like, okay, we have him. Yeah. And then we discover you almost played professional soccer.
Yes.
You kind of did. Under 19.
I was very close, yeah.
For 2 years.
For 2 years.
That means you were young to be an under 19, right?
I started at 18.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
so you can play all of 18 and all of 19.
And then all of 19, yeah.
For Jomo Cosmos.
For Jomo Cosmos.
Which is strange because you supported Kaizer Chiefs for a while.
Yes. I supported Kaizer Chiefs from day one.
Yeah, and then you changed to Sundowns.
No, I didn't change to Sundowns. You see...
Explain yourself.
It's a tough one, this one. You see, you're going to get me into serious trouble. But I worked with Sundowns for a couple of years. So Sundowns, they were paying my bills. So I had to...
How?
Yes,
like
I worked as an artist. I was like their official, like one of the ambassadors. And yes, and pretty much everything they did, I had to be there, every game. I had to support the boys, every final, every... You know what I mean? I had to be there, and I did all the concerts.
Okay.
And yeah. So there was a really great relationship happening between me.
Because you explained it so well. You were like, no, I just like Tiko Modise, so where he goes, I go.
That's why every time Sundowns played against Chiefs, it was always difficult for me. Because, like, I think Tiko is probably by far one of the most exciting players to watch on the field, you know, when in his heydays. You know, I think he's still good even now, but obviously he's grown older and everything, but I think he's really one of the best. Man.
I just also thought he was great for soccer. Yeah. Just the extension of soccer as well, just who he was off the field.
Yeah, listen, soccer. I was a soccer fan. I was a Teko Modise as a soccer fan. Everything else I really don't even want to get involved in.
Oh no, I don't know any scandals about Tiko. Maybe I don't pay attention. I just like him. The way just Ibrahim and
he's the one. Yeah. He's the guy. I mean I even got to a point where Yeah, I idolized him as a soccer player,
Yeah.
but I ended up having his number, and he was my boy, and we like talk to each other once in a while. We go out and stuff. Yeah.
But now here's the thing.
Yeah.
So, if you know, like if you are a swimmer
Yeah.
and you go to a gala
Yeah.
and people are swimming, you itch to swim.
Yeah.
You're just like, let me, even a netball player,
Yeah.
like, it's
Yeah.
a goal tag. Let
Yeah.
me just show you guys quickly what I can do. But because to play under 19 for Jomo Cosmos means that the skill is inherently in you.
Yes,
When
yes.
you're going to these Sundowns things, do you not regret a little your decision to pick music over soccer?
Anele, I've had some dreams. I've had some dreams where I see myself making a decision at like 35 that, okay, I think now it's time for me to make my other dream come true and go into soccer. And I've actually seen myself play like in my dreams. That's how hectic it is. It was so difficult. It was such a difficult decision for me to make. When I actually remember the day that I made a decision that I wasn't playing soccer anymore, I actually cried. Like I cried my eyes out. Yes, that's how difficult it was, because I knew that if I'm gonna go for music, it's gonna be music for the rest of my life.
Because the thing is, you get too old to play soccer.
Yes, you do.
But so
very quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, you only have about 10, 12 years.
And of those 12 years, you have about 6.
Yeah.
You know, big years.
Exactly.
Because when I was like reading up about you and just listening to your music and all of that, I remember you said, soccer was my passion, but music was my calling.
It's a calling.
Right?
Yeah.
So then I think to myself,
wow, you've done your research. Damn, wow.
Oh, shut your face.
Wow.
But then my thing is, okay, you can always go into music at whatever age, but you can't always go into soccer.
Yeah.
So what rationale did you use to make that big decision that led you into
Yes. Okay, great question. I honestly do believe that every single person's journey kind of creates their story.
Okay.
A story that people will once kind of read about. And I needed to be known as that guy who came onto this earth and sang beautiful melodies for people.
Okay.
And that's how I've always wanted to be remembered as. As I was saying to you, you know, music for me has always been more of a calling than anything else.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I saw myself at 89 as like a new Brahu Masekela.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? A legend in music. So for me, it didn't make sense for me to have a journey in soccer and a journey in music. It was always going to be, obviously, if I was able to somehow actually make it happen for both professions, I would be the first, and it would be like quite, but what are the chances?
You would be that guy, ne?
What are the chances?
When you like playing for Bafana Bafana.
Yeah.
You also sing the national anthem.
Do you understand?
Like, I
Just
eating
let
your
us
band,
say.
depositing your
You know
band.
what I mean?
Let's on the microphone, love.
So for me, I needed to, I've always said the one thing about me, I'm not in this music thing for fame, or just for the excitement for now. I'm here for the legacy. For me, it's important for me to think about what's going to happen 10 years, 15 years from now. About Donald, or what are people going to say?
Yeah, you said the one thing you haven't done yet that you're dying to do is to be consistently successful in the music industry for 10 years.
Yes.
Okay, on the way, I want to discuss the decisions that you make on the daily that are going to contribute to you being consistently successful, in the music industry for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then I do want to know if you can sing the national anthem one day at a soccer game or a rugby one, because you've got a very high voice. And it's there too much. I don't know if you can get the...
I can do... What are you talking about? I have what we call a range, a very strong range. I start from there and I can go up. So I can go very low and I can go very high.
After the break, he's going to prove it. If you have any questions or comments for Donald, please send us a voice note on our WhatsApp line. The screen is displaying everything you need to know. Donald and I will be back. Yeah, after this. Oh, that was just a taste of his highly anticipated visual album. Welcome back to Real Talk. The release of I Deserve saw him rule the airwaves, and his album Train of Love reached platinum status. His third studio album, Black and White, was certified gold by the Recording Industry of South Africa just 3 months after its release in 2014. This guy, he just knows, right? And they call you Mr. Love.
Yeah, man, yeah. Because I think because of, you know, what I write about, my songs.
Okay, so I want to go back to when you were a child. Were you like the feely child, like the feely one?
I was a very awkward child.
Unpack
actually.
it.
I was very quiet initially. I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself because I was slightly soft growing up.
Okay, I like the way you say growing up.
Yes, growing up also, I'm very strong now.
Okay.
I was very soft. I was very smart in school. I came position 1 in my class, probably from grade 1 until grade 6.
Oh, wow.
And so the other kids didn't really relate to me that well.
Because you were smart.
Because I was just a different kind of
And obviously there was a bit of an athletic prowess there as well.
Exactly,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, you know, the boys would bully me a lot. So I constantly had to defend myself, you know, in many ways growing up. But I came into my own as I grew older, man. I came into my own. I found myself. I found my voice. And I think music is what actually saved me from all of it. Because for the longest time, I used to ask myself, why do people like to treat me like this? Am I not special? Like, I'm like the brightest child in the class.
Yeah.
Why is there like jealousy and all of that? So when I started singing, everything changed because then I would get some female appreciation. You know?
And then obviously guys look up to a guy who gets female appreciation.
Exactly. And besides, now I felt like I had something I can, you know, I've got, like, if the guys are hating on me, I can stand on something and say, well, you guys are hating on me, but the girls love me. So that's been a story of my life.
But do you not find that you get hated on anyway now? Because it's like, Donald, you know, because generally people in R&B, especially people in R&B in South Africa, because you always sing about love songs. It's like, Anele.
Well, for me, even like when I became popular, you know, and became a professional musician, this hate thing was just normal to me because I've been going through it since like primary school, you know, going into high school, and then I started playing soccer. So now I was an athlete who can sing. Do you understand? So that became even more difficult for the other kids.
It's a little Will Smith, if you ask me.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
It's a little Will Smith, like you're just perfect.
Man, you know. So it was tough in that way that it was also very difficult for me to make a lot of male friends.
So you have male friends now?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Ones that you made or ones that work for you?
Yeah, I would tell you out generally, you know.
Okay.
But a lot of guys don't see that from the outside.
Yeah.
Like a lot of guys now, when they see me, they kind of want to keep that distance, whatever, until they see that I'm actually just like a cool guy.
Yeah, but if I was a guy, and obviously I'm not, I wouldn't want to be friends with a guy with a six-pack and he's always taking his top off. Do you know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Because I
also get pissed off when I see Trey Songz out there on the stage taking off his shirt and the girls are screaming.
I know.
I also get a little bit jealous, to be honest.
You and I were at a gig in Umtata a few months ago, and literally, because I announced you, and then I went to go sit down, and then a friend of mine came and they said, "Oh, Donald, has he taken his top off?" And I was like, "Wait for it." I was like,
"It's coming."
I was like, "It's coming," and literally,
and it was cold.
It was freezing. It was so cold. And then as I went back to go and back announce you, the top was off.
The top went off, and the guys were pissed off.
Of course. Do they write that in your rider, like in your please make sure you play these songs and make sure you take the top off?
No, they don't. I think they kind of know that it's gonna happen. You know what the thing is? Sometimes I tell myself, nah, you know what? Today, nah, man, I'm just not in the mood to do all of that. And then I get on stage and I'm you know, because I become a monster when I'm on stage.
Yes, that's true.
I change. I'm generally a very reserved person in real life, but when I get on stage, I'm just like out there. I feel sexy.
Okay.
I actually really do feel sexy when I'm on stage.
Yeah, but if there's 30,000 people screaming and shouting you're sexy, it's difficult to not believe them.
I guess, you know, so I get to that point and then I take off my shirt. But I only do it at the end of the show because I just feel like nothing can follow that. Like, it never works. And what am I going to do? Am I going to put the shirt back on again?
Yes.
No.
Because then it's awkward. Because then, let's say, like, the shirt is inside out. Now you're out there making sure.
No.
Then, like...
So I do the show. I finish the whole set. But I make it about music first. Do you understand? Because you see, the thing is, it's very difficult for an artist like me. You know, sometimes people want to, like, overlook the talent in the music, and they're like, no, but he's all about the looks, or
he's just a well-dressed guy.
Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. But I always want to make sure that people remember that I'm a talented artist. My music is actually, that's where the root of everything starts.
Do you call yourself an artist because you studied music?
No, I actually didn't study music.
No? Wait.
I didn't.
You enrolled at Wits Tech, and then you got into developmental music program.
Yeah, but it wasn't really much of a school. It was just a developmental program. You know what it was like?
Which means what?
It wasn't like an official school like going to AFDA or, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It was like, you know, like Joyous Celebration?
Yes.
Just in tertiary. It was that type of a situation.
But
and
that's
then we
studying
just
music.
learned songs and then would sing songs. Like, it wasn't like I went to read.
Would you learn how to arrange songs?
If I could go back, I would do that.
No,
but
I'm asking in that developmental music, would you learn how to arrange songs?
Yes, but not in music terms. Not in like music, you know, theory or whatever.
So do you play any instruments?
So yes, I do. But I learned. I was self-taught. I learned how to do that myself.
What's self-taught? Like
I just played around with the keys, and then no, not even. I didn't even go that far. I just played around with the keys because I've got a natural ear for music. Okay. So I then created some chords, whatever, and the next thing you know, I've got some chords. I know how to play.
Because you write your own music as well.
Yeah, I do.
Where does that come from? Did you write poems as a child? Did you read books as a child?
No, that comes from just being an emotional child, growing up being emotional and wanting to put things on paper.
Were you the guy in high school that never got a Valentine's Day date, and then you'd go home and write about it?
No. I was the guy that that always performed at the Valentine's event.
Oh.
So I never needed a date.
Okay.
Actually.
Because you'd walk out with 6 honeys.
No, man. You know what? I've always been scared of girls, eh? Be honest with you.
No, I can believe that. Don't worry.
Wow. Is this something you know that?
No. It's just generally men are scared of girls.
Yeah, I've always been scared of girls. Even when I started getting the attention from them, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't like, okay, now I was ready. Okay, now it's me now. There you go. 3 girls in my arms, whatever. No, it wasn't always like that. But the whole Valentine's date thing, it's just, I've just always lived a very shy life, generally. I only come alive when I'm on stage.
Okay, yes. Well, then why do you, because I like the fact that you call yourself this as well.
Yeah.
But also I noticed you say it with such ease, you don't ponder it. Why do you call yourself an artist and not a singer?
Because a singer, I think there are a lot of singers out there. You know, being an artist is a different ball game.
What's the differentiating factor?
Is that it comes with a lot of, how can I put this?
Don't be humble.
There's so many layers to it, right? First of all, when you're an artist, you have to be an artist, like you carry it. Yeah. You know, people see you, they're like, that guy is an artist, even before you do anything, right? It starts with a lot of things. I'm a songwriter. I arrange music. I create a moment within a song, and people hear it. When I'm on stage, I deliver the message. That's being an artist. Being a singer is like being in the back of the choir in like Sunday school or whatever, and singing, or just singing at home when they say, you know, start a song or whatever. You know, that's just being a singer. But being an artist is it's a different ballgame.
So being an artist is owning the entire production line in music.
There we go. You've said it better than me, actually.
We'll be back after this. Okay. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, where have you been? My guest today is the multi-talented, multi-award-winning artist, Donald in Denial. Listen.
That follows me everywhere.
I mean, it's everywhere though. You wrote it. We just
I did. And you know, this thing started, it was honestly just with me pushing my song. So my second single was called Denial, if you remember very well. Baby, you're in denial, you know? And I started this trend of putting my Twitter name
as your song,
my Twitter name and my song. So my name and my song as one, you know, Twitter name. So I started with Donald I Deserve. That's how what I used to call myself first. And then the I Deserve era went past, and then I released Denial. Then I said Donald in Denial, right? And then after that, people started doing that. And kind of like people were expecting, oh, are you now going to call yourself Donald Over the Moon?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
because Over the Moon was the next single. So I just decided, okay, I'm going to stop doing that because then other artists
well, also catching on to it.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, cool. I guess I'm just going to leave it here. So I'm just going to stay as Donald Indiana. So some people make fun of me and like to say, what is Donald Indiana about?
Yeah.
What's going on here? But anyway, it's one of those.
Please, can you make it now Donald Mistakes? Because I think Mistakes is my favorite song, from the visual album.
Right.
Just for me. Even if for a week, you can go back to being tonight. But for now, let's just be a mistake. Okay.
I like that.
Let's
be
a mistake. So
yeah.
I want to go back to when you were still a singer and you were backing up Malaika and Zonke.
Yeah.
Do you, in that, and I like you call it an era.
Yeah.
Your music stages, you call them eras. So
Yeah.
I'm also going to run with that. In that era of you being a backup singer, do you know that you will be an artist one day, or are you just passing time to see if you can?
I knew that I wanted to be a standalone artist eventually. So I didn't do it for the money at all. Because a lot of backing vocalists do it for, it's a living for them.
Yes.
So they have to do shows, as many shows as possible, so they can pay rent. For me, it wasn't even about that. And when I worked with Zonke, I remember telling her that she will never see me on stage with somebody else. Because I started with Malaika first, right?
Yes.
Then that era passed, and I started working with her. So she'd ask me, so Donald, I'm not always busy, so don't you work with other artists? I was like, no, that's not, I don't want to sell myself as a backing vocalist, I'm a backing vocalist with her because I felt like that will allow me to know what the industry is really all about, meet people. That's how I made so many connections. By the time I signed with DJ Cleo, I knew everybody in the industry because I had been everywhere with Zonke.
And the beauty of Zonke is that she's like you. She's got the entire production line of music down to a T.
I was going to go there.
Come through.
I was going to say, part of the reason that I'm the songwriter that I am today is because of Zonke. Because Zonke is like top five for me in South Africa. She's wrote some of the biggest songs for other artists in this country. So she inspired me as a male artist to find my pen, to find what actually works for me. Like she made me tick with my songwriting. I wasn't always as confident as I am right now, writing a song and actually letting people hear it. She actually helped me with that.
Who's the first person you give a song to after you like, okay, it's done?
Yeah.
I need an opinion.
Bonga Pesi Vilagazi.
Who's that?
He's my manager.
Okay.
And he's also one of the best TV writers in the country right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you write songs for TV, actually? Are you going to go there?
I wrote a couple of songs for a certain soapy from another channel.
You can
for a
mention
little while. Rhythm City.
Okay, yeah.
So I made a lot of music for Rhythm City before I actually blew up. Yes. So before I blew up, I was already writing, and that's when I got a lot of confidence, with my songwriting through that process. Also, they gave me an opportunity, so I wrote a couple of songs, and then yeah, so he's my go-to guy. Actually, my Black and White album, I co-wrote the whole album with him.
With him?
Yeah.
I think it's a nice hybrid of people that you've surrounded yourself with. Yeah. What do you learn from a Zonke or a Malaika or say a Slikour about, because you're at the helm of your entire team, so you manage them.
Yeah.
What do you learn about management of other people through being managed by the greats like that?
I always say, if I hadn't shadowed people like Malaika, I wouldn't know much about fame. For me, that was a very important part of my life.
Yeah.
Into wanting to become the person that I am today, I needed to go through that, So I watched Bongani Tidi and Jabu's life, from behind. I watched what fame is really all about. I watched how the fans go so crazy about, the fans look at you like you're a god, Yeah. And, and I watched DJ Cleo's life. And when I was signed to DJ Cleo, he was...
Was that during the Nhamba nowadays?
It was during that time. He was the biggest DJ in the country.
Dude.
So all those experiences have made me to become the man that I am today, or at least help me to carry myself the way I do, or manage my life and my career the way I do. If it wasn't for them, I really wouldn't know anything. I would have made a lot of mistakes. So I I actually watch their mistakes to better myself, or at least to better prepare myself. Because in this industry, when you're better prepared, you'll make less mistakes. When you don't know anything and you haven't learned from other people's experiences, you will make some really crucial mistakes. Because fame is so hectic that nobody teaches you how to handle it. Nobody prepares you for for the pressure. It's ridiculously confusing.
I think, was it Jay-Z who said, fame is the only drug that doesn't have a rehab center?
Yeah.
Because where do you go rehabilitate yourself?
You don't know what's going on. I'm telling you, it is so confusing. Till today, like I've been famous for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But till today, I still have to kind of look within myself and say, D, are you sure that you are being yourself?
What did your mom say about your fame?
My mom is so, the thing, my mom is, I would say, what helps me to stay grounded is my mom. She doesn't have to do anything. My mom is such a humble woman that every time when I see myself doing things that are far from humble, I think about her. I'm just like, but where exactly did I learn this? Because this is not what my mom taught me. She carries me. She's a spirit that I walk with every single day. Trust me, that woman is everything. Like, she gets me so emotional. Like, she's the reason why I've become the man that I am. Because when I decided I wanted to be a musician, other family members were not for that. They didn't think that it was a career to go for, especially for someone who comes from where I come from. I mean, I come from literally the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, poverty.
And they didn't believe that it would ever happen, and she did. She would say, trust me, Donald, whatever it is that you want to make happen will happen. I will help you where I can. So if you don't have money for rent or some food, I will see in my pocket to see. But don't take advantage of that. Work very hard and get to a point where I don't need to give you anything. So, yeah.
You can go fill up that cup of tea. Donald and I will be back right after this. Welcome back to Real Talk with myself, Anele. Sitting with me today, talented vocalist and entertainer who makes many women go weak at the knees. We've got Donald on Real Talk, and we've been seeing snippets from his visual album. The first single, Tiwa Savage. Tell us about that one.
Dream collaboration for me.
Of course.
I remember 2013, Universal Music, who are my partners, by the way, came to me and said, but Donald, you've got to do a Pan-African collaboration. And I was like, Ish, I struggle, man, when I have to look at the artists that are out there right now who are popping, who are very big. For me, music has to be such a natural thing. A collaboration is not just a collaboration because an artist is so big where they come from. For me, it's a musical experience, so I want to be proud of it. I want to, be emotionally attached to it. And I found I wasn't connecting with a lot of the artists. But every time I always said, but if you guys can just get me Tiwa. 2013.
Wow.
I've wanted to work with her since then. And I got an opportunity last year. We met and, I asked for a meeting. We sat down, 30 minutes meeting. She was like, yeah, I'm down, let's do this. That's how this whole thing happened.
Looking at the, the snippets of the visual album, the production is very crisp, but like it's quite high quality. That's a look, well done, because I didn't really notice it until the Tiwa one where you guys are standing together, and I was like, the color is amazing there. That's high definition, right? That's a lot of money.
It is.
Who puts the money in? You, records?
Me. Yeah.
I thought as much.
Yeah, it's me. So what happened last year, I made a decision. I wanted to do a live DVD, right? Because I always say, if you're a live act without a DVD, for me, you're not yet, we haven't ticked that part yet. So you've got to have a live DVD that will last forever. So I did Donald, the Red Mic Experience live at Carnival City last year, and that was a big success. It's probably, for me, the best DVD that's ever come out from South Africa from a production point of view. I paid that for myself also, because it's so difficult to sell the vision to to companies to actually see the vision, I feel, you know, they want you to do it first.
Yeah.
For them to see if you feel the real deal.
Okay. So do you find it easier afterwards when you've got the product to be like, well, this is what I'm talking about?
So I put the money in for that, and then, but at that time when I did that, I had already started working on the visual album because it's such a lot of work to do that.
Yes.
You know, to conceptualize the songs, conceptualize the visuals, conceptualize the thread, the story, and all that. So I did both the projects.
Why
I
a visual
did them
album?
myself. You know, I struggle with the kind of artist I am in this country because there aren't many artists, you know, that do what I do. And I find it, you know, there's a lot of rappers, there are a lot of like white artists, a lot of DJs, but there aren't many like guys who do what I do. So I find it very difficult to always differentiate in just, I can't just release a song. I always feel like I'm the kind of artist that can't just release an album or a song.
It has to come with many aspects and facets.
There's got to be something.
And textures.
Yeah. You know, and for me, that also puts a lot of challenge on me to bring out the best that I can. So I wanted a challenge. I'd done 3 albums, which were very successful, but I was also getting bored.
With the same old.
Yes, and I also felt like people are getting bored of the same thing, that Donald keeps releasing the songs, very similar kind of thing or whatever. So I was like, you know what, I want to do something that I know is probably, it looks impossible and it's probably going to be emotionally and financially taxing. So I decided I'm going to do a visual album. I knew it was going to be very difficult, but I knew that when I'm done, I'm going to be so proud of myself.
Yeah.
But hey, man, like I went through a lot, I went through a lot.
Like?
Finances, girl. Finances.
Okay.
Doing this is not...
It's not cheap.
Like, it took such a toll on me. You know, there was a time when I actually didn't know where I'm going to get money for the next video.
Did you consider selling your microphone?
I've considered selling a lot of things. Trust me.
Because that microphone looks expensive.
It is slightly expensive, but not as expensive as this project. Trust me.
Yeah.
So you know, I considered selling a couple of things, man, because I really wanted to make sure that this thing happens and that my fans see it and that they're proud of me. You know, the effort. But more than anything, I want to contribute to the South African music industry. There's a lot of negativity in this industry. I feel like people don't believe that we can do groundbreaking things. Yeah. So I do them also as part of showing that actually we can, by the way. We don't have to wait for someone to come from another country to do something groundbreaking for us to believe that it can be done. Someone from here can also do it.
So when the journalist from the New Age asked you what your net worth is, and you were like, yo, please keep those things to Casper and AKA. I'm in R&B, man. I can't be out here flossing my cash.
Like, I can't do stuff like that. I cannot. I haven't been able to.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's fun. I think it's exciting to be able to say, oh, by the way, look at me now. You know what I mean? I've made so much money. I can't. It's just not me. It's not. And I've thought about it. I've thought, ish, man, maybe I should post this car of mine. Or maybe I should post this thing that I just bought. It's just, I won't be able to carry it. And I think the rappers carry it better.
True.
I won't be able to I won't be able to stand for it because it comes with something. It comes with
Because also like
backlash.
there's an entire, yes, it comes with backlash and people then having the wrong kind of interest in you. Yeah. But also because you're an R&B singer, right? So you're selling, because ultimately everything men do is for woman attention.
Yes.
That let's just get that out the way.
I'm glad you know that.
Yeah, no. We know that. We know that.
Okay.
So for me, if you are an R&B artist, you're already telling me that you can get female attention another way, using your words, using your music, you know, using yourself. So if you start posting things like watches and cars, I'd be like, Donald Fede?
It's not working.
Yeah.
It's not, it just doesn't even go with the genre, man.
Yeah.
Because we sell love, the dream of love, and just the hope, you know what I mean? You can meet your match and just another girl, and it can be love and like nice things. Yeah. And even though reality is, you know, we are selling a dream. It's not always as perfect as it looks. But I mean, that's what an R&B artist is, and I come from the 90s. Yeah. So I come from the purest R&B you can ever do. Not the R&B that these guys are making right now. No. You know, not your Bryson Tiller R&B.
No, that's not R&B though.
Do you understand? So
there's a difference between R&B and a love song.
And yes.
You know what I'm
there
saying? I just wish people would get
There's
it.
a huge difference, you know. So I'm a purist. I'm a pure R&B artist, and I always want my fans to feel like, to at least forget their problems when they're at my shows. I want the girls to just like, oh my gosh, oh. You know, when women just they don't know what to do with themselves.
Donald wants us to touch ourselves.
Like some feelings.
Rub on yourself, honey.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm there for, really.
Okay, so I'm going to take a break. Before we go to the break, I'm going to ask you a question. We'll get the answer afterwards.
Okay.
Which artist, entertainer, anyone in the entertainment industry as a whole, it could be even be an actress or an actor, anyone.
South African?
No, go wild. We're a global community.
Okay.
Which artist most reminds you of yourself? Remember, we're taking your comments and questions for Donald on social media. Our WhatsApp line, make sure you're tweeting us at Real Talk on 3. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Real Talk. My guest today is not only the first South African to be with a signature mic, but he's also the very first South African to release a visual album, and you've just seen a bit of that. It's called Something More. Donald is our guest today.
Yeah, man.
Joe, look, the quality there. I keep getting blown away.
Thank you.
But you're not going to avoid my question.
No, I'm not gonna.
Before the break, I asked him which person in entertainment across all genres, across all borders, most reminds you of yourself.
Okay. AKA.
Hit me why.
So, not because of his crazy personality, because I don't have that. But him as an artist, his artistry, his love for music, his passion for live performance, just his passion for his craft. And this is a part of AKA that a lot of people don't get to see. But I've seen it. I've been around him. We've stayed in the same building.
Yeah.
I've watched him. I know how he feels about music. You know, everything else just kind of clouds that people don't get to see. But like, if you watch his show, his live show, you kind of get you get a little bit of a sense of, okay, this guy really, really loves what he does. You know, for me, he
loves creating music.
Yeah. For me, he is absolutely, like, I believe that we're witnessing like a historic era, watching AKA do his thing right now. I see a lot of myself in him when it comes to that.
I've always prided him in, he's always early. And he's, even afterwards, he'll always stay and just chat to people and talk to people. And for me, this is when I see how good a person is. I watched him reprimand one of his team members for being slightly late.
There we go.
And
he is very passionate about what he does.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, there we go. Because, you know, we can get lost in the hip-hop culture and think that it's like,
it's all great.
You know, do as you please, you know? And for him, like, there's reins there. There's method to the madness.
Yeah, yes.
Have you collaborated with him?
No, I haven't. And we've spoken about this since 2014. And I don't know, man. It's going to happen when the time is right.
When it happens, it'll happen.
It's going to happen when the time is right. But I definitely see a lot of myself in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to your image, right? Because one thing, now these are two thoughts that I'm having, so I'm going to try to amalgamate them. The first thought is, South Africa's going to have to like make an award for best visual album, right? Because there never used to be one, and now you doing it. So clearly people are going to follow suit.
Hopefully.
Then there'll be an award for it. Much like then your style, Metro of M Awards, there was a style award, which wasn't there the year before. Yeah. So do you think like they made that just for you?
I don't know, because I won it twice, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you stopped dressing well after you won it.
No. I don't know. It's very weird for me, Anele, the whole style thing, because, and I have to thank Paledi Sekhapo, you know, for really kind of helping me with the whole thing, starting, you know, from the beginning, from day one. I mean, he's been there from the beginning of my career. I haven't always looked at myself as that, like as a style icon of sorts or whatever. I think this thing just kind of like came in between the madness, you know? But and I still don't look at myself.
But since we've known you, you've always like everything's been well packaged.
Yeah.
Surely that's a conscious decision to kind of dress the way you want us to experience.
Yeah. I love looking proper and clean and, you know, nicely cut and you know, and that's why you probably won't see me wearing like crazy colors. Like I'm not like the type of guy who's gonna like take like heavy risks for the red carpet or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go safe in my cuts. I always say to lady, the most important thing for me is always make sure that the clothes fit me.
Yes.
They showcase my body.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm not really too crazy about but there has to be some extra things coming so that the red carpet. I
want floral bell bottom.
Yeah,
opening.
no. You know that it's not me, and I also realized also that I'm not necessarily I'm not that GQ guy. Even though people can mention me sometimes as part of I'm one of the best dressed men in the country, but yeah, man, it's beautiful. It's nice, for females to look at me and think.
But are your pajamas made out of velvet?
Velvet? No.
Okay, because you like velvet. I just always see you in velvet. I'm just like this guy. His pajamas must also be velvet.
No, they're not.
So, AKA is a looming collaboration for you. Yeah. I heard you want to work with Liquid Deep and Mikasa as well.
Yes, I do. That also has been a conversation for a long time. But I don't give up because I've seen how these collabs work. I wanted to work with Tiwa for such a long time.
Yeah.
I want to work with Emily Sunday. Yes. And I also want to work with Alicia Keys.
Okay.
Yes. Those are two female
I just want them to bring Emily Sunday to the country.
I just don't understand why they're sleeping on her. She's amazing.
How much you got? Let's put our money together. Let's bring her.
Hey, I've got nothing right now.
Oh, yes.
This visual album. Yo.
Depleted you.
Like, totally.
Okay, so I ask every musician, every artist this question. Give me a song in the last 2 years that's been released, and every time you hear it, you're a little jealous because you didn't write it.
Wow.
You just like, that is a Donald song and you know it.
I mean, I wouldn't say a Donald song per se, but, okay, hold on. There's a new song that I heard. Believe it or not, it's weird because it's in a different language that I would never be able to even know. But it's from the same artist.
Really, Sans?
Believe it or not, it's called Vuma.
I heard about this song.
I think it is absolutely amazing.
I heard about this song.
I wish I had written that song.
Okay.
I wish I had written that song. I really, really do. Another song that I also wish I had written is Nomvula by Nati.
Listen, I'm not an artist and I wish I'd written that song. Yeah. And it's so funny, Simpur Dana said the same thing.
Nomvula.
More about Nomvula.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Like those melodies are just...
Yeah, and you'll never get tired of that song.
No,
you can play it on repeat.
Never. Listen to Vuma.
I'm going to listen to Vuma right now as we say goodbye. And then last question before I have to say goodbye. Are you romantic? Like when you're dating?
I'm not as romantic as everyone might think I am, actually. Yeah, I think I'm romantic in a different way. So I don't think I'm the guy that does the whole, like, flowers in the
rose
bed.
petals.
No, I do other, like, I'm different.
Name one thing you've done that you feel is romantic.
I mean, you know. Don't put me on it. Why are you doing this to me? Don't do this.
You can follow him on Twitter for the answer. I'm going to make him tweet it now. That's all we have time for today. Thank you so much, Donald. Thank you for coming and sharing some real talk with us. Let's meet again next time, folks. Bye-bye now.